Hello, hello. Are we live here? Let's see that fucking haircut. Can't see, can't tell. So I hate streaming from the phone, but it's good to, you know what I mean, show my face once in a while. I'm just gonna give a minute for some people to get in here, and then we'll start talking about the conversation topic for today. How's everybody doing this lovely Friday? Yeah, it's just another Friday self-development live video, so I don't have any crazy expectations of too many people coming up. Usually, majority of the people come for the trading live streams. Okay, let's just get started here. People can always rewatch this as needed. So, today's topic of conversation for the Friday self-development live video, as you can see in the title, is about embracing pressure. But that was just for the simplicity of keeping the title nice and short and sweet. The entire webinar itself, I'm gonna keep it pretty quick. I don't want it to be like an hour long again, but it's gonna be focused on not just embracing pressure, but also learning how to embrace and manage what society calls negative emotions or negative thoughts and feelings. Okay, so let's start from the beginning here. As the majority of people who follow me, whether it is in trading or based on the psychology webinars and so forth, a lot of people are starting to embark on this journey of self development and wanting to improve themselves in various aspects of their life, whether that be seeking more money from a financial standpoint, becoming more spiritually in touch, becoming in better physical shape, as well as improving their mental health, knowledge, skill sets, productivity, and so forth, right? The issue is the reason why 99% the reason why 99% of people fail or they give up when they enter this path of self-development is not because they lose motivation. It's not because they no longer want the things they once sought out for. It's primarily because they have never been taught or told how to deal with the negative emotions that come with chasing after various improvements in your life that will level you up in across platforms and across levels in your life. So what I mean by that is when you start to embark on this journey of self-improvement, you're going to realize that you're going to have to get rid of a lot of bad habits. You're going to have to get rid of a lot of bad lifestyle patterns overall that you have. And you're also going to have to replace those habits with new productive habits or hobbies that delay instant gratification. So, for example, let's just say, for a very simple example, you're extremely obese and you want to lose weight and you want to also get in shape. You want to get muscle. Well, you're going to have to give up the bad habits of potentially overeating, which is very likely in people who are obese, potentially binge eating, which is a part of overeating, but another aspect of it. It's not just about eating in a calorie surplus. It's about like a more of an emotional binge eating, and you're also going to have to sacrifice certain foods in the way you eat because you can no longer, when you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to come out of that obese state, you can no longer really eat for pleasure or emotional fulfillment anymore. You have to eat for purpose. You have to eat for function, right? So you are sacrificing those things that bring so much short-term satisfaction, and at the same time, you're also incorporating activities that further delay instant gratification, and when you first do them, might not make you feel good, right? So it's a bit of a double whammy that to a person who's starting to enter this journey, it can create a lot of pressure on them, right? It can create a lot of pressure. It can make them feel like this is way too difficult. This is near impossible. But that person has to understand, that person has to, let me 1 second here, just for myself. So, just because I couldn't see what was going on. So, a person who is going on that journey, and for example, let's talk about an obese person who really wants to lose weight, they want to change the way they look. They get hit with this double whammy psychologically because their brain has already been programmed and conditioned over a period of years to constantly chase short term satisfaction. And when your brain does not get that short term satisfaction, that dopamine hit, that rush of endorphins, whatever it may be, through whatever destructive habit you are performing, whether it's overeating, binge eating, emotional eating, not exercising, and so forth, not resting properly, and so forth, your brain, even though all of that is destructive to you, because those various bad destructive habits still give your brain a dopamine hit, your brain is going to go work against your body. So even though it's extremely unhealthy to be at that weight, it puts a big toll on your organs. It literally shortens your lifespan. A person does not feel as good. Their self-image is usually not as high. Their confidence is not as high. They're not as high functioning as somebody who is healthy and in shape. Their brain has tricked them into entering this state, even though it is a destructive overall state of health for the physical well-being of the person's body. But the brain is only looking for those continuous dopamine hits that it's been programmed to get. So this person gets hit with a double whammy. What I call a double whammy is, on one side, they're losing everything that's giving them short-term satisfactions and those dopamine hits and making them feel good, but actually in ending destroying their body. And on the other side, they're also introducing new activities. For example, the fat person has to start actually going to the gym. And when you're going to the gym, until you actually become fond of the gym and enjoy the process, for the majority of people, the gym is a chore. Exercising is a chore. It's difficult. It's strenuous. It causes a lot of pain and tension and aches and so forth. It's not a enjoyable process. So what this does mentally is create a huge amount of pressure and a huge amount and a flurry of negative thoughts and emotions. But what people don't understand is pressure at the end of the day makes diamonds. And the best example I can give in relation to the value of the best example I can give of the amazing value of understanding how to use stress and pressure in the correct way is, of course, with building your muscles. Okay? So for those of you who don't know, the simple science behind building your muscles is when you do a workout. Let's just say I'm doing a curl, I'm doing a bicep curl. When you take a significant amount of weight for yourself and you curl it in that motion and you tighten your bicep muscles and constrict them and rush blood to your muscles, and then when you go on the counter movement and slowly stretch it out, what's actually happening to your muscles as you're also bringing blood and oxygen into them is you're literally tearing the muscle fibers. And what happens after you tear the muscle fibers through this stress and tension, all you really need to build muscle is time under tension. You don't have to lift 5,000 pounds to start building muscle. You just have to have good effective form, stick to that effective form, and have your muscles with a specific amount of time under tension during your workout. Right? That's the simple science. Time under tension, time under stress, time under pressure. And when you're doing that curl and it gets harder and harder, you feel it. You feel that tightness as your muscle fibers are literally tearing in the microscope if you looked at it through a microscopic lens. And what happens is, after your workout is done and you've torn your muscle fibers and broken them down through that stress, tension, and pressure, once you properly fuel yourself and eat with the right carbs, proteins, calories for your required body, and once you get the required rest, your muscles and muscle fibers grow back stronger, denser, and larger. That is literally the simple science behind muscle building. The simple concept is you cannot grow, you cannot change your body unless you put it through that stress and tension. Okay? This concept can be applied to anything, but and this is very easily seen in the fitness world as well, when a lot of people start to go to the gym and they cannot stick to it because they're not getting that short-term satisfaction right away, and for them they're going through pain. That recovery process, you feel your muscles aching. That's literally your muscles recovering and building back stronger. But all of that stress, tension, and pressure, and all of that negative dealing with the aches and pains, and having to go to the gym itself and sweating your ass off and spending an hour, 2 hours there, literally putting your muscles through torture to grow them back stronger. People don't like to deal with it because of obviously never knowing how to handle these negative emotions and feelings. Our society has made it where if anybody feels any type of sadness, if anybody feels any type of weakness or being scared or whatever it may be on the negative side of emotions, they just instantly push you towards some type of short-term satisfaction, whether it be some type of junk food, whether it be some type of mindless entertainment and content, you know what I mean? Like we talk about all the time, whether it be some drug or substance, it does not matter. But we all know and can easily deduct that all of that will just lead to the destruction of your personal mental well-being and your overall health and even your pocket. You're just going to end up being a consumer where all they do is consume, 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 right? So the example I'm trying to give you guys is with the gym. But for people who are trying to, for example, learn more about trading, right? You're going to be going through the same process where if you have not studied the markets, for example, and you start to research about the markets, you're going to have to sacrifice time that used to be spent on something else that could have been giving you a short-term satisfaction. For example, that sacrifice might be that might be Netflix, might be video games, might be your fucking 2 hour Pornhub session you used to spend. I don't know, I'm not here to judge. Whatever it may be, you're going to have to sacrifice that short-term satisfaction so you can give more time attention to studying the markets. At the end of the day, we only have the same 24 hours that we can take advantage of. So you're going to have to make some type of sacrifice on a short-term satisfaction so you can take that time and start putting it into learning the markets. Then also, besides sacrificing the short-term satisfactions, you're going to also have to add something that's not going to bring you short-term satisfaction, which is in itself studying the markets, back testing the charts, doing analysis, learning about macroeconomics, learning about historical market repetition and so forth. And when you start to bring that activity in, just like somebody who's new to the gym, it might cause you a headache. You might feel overwhelmed. You might feel like this is so much going on. Your brain might start feeling a bit like it's overpressured, like this is too much. Like, where do you begin? Where do you end? Right? But at the end of the day, that is your brain telling you you are going through changes and growth right now. Just because you may not understand something that you're starting to study doesn't mean you quit because you're feeling a bit stressed or overwhelmed. That's like if you're going to the gym, you go do a set of bench press, and as soon as you feel any tension on your chest, you put the weights away and you fucking run away. You're like, oh, whoa, what the fuck was that? Whoa, stress and tension, that's not right. And you put the weights and run away. That's exactly what people do when they go to learn a new skill set. Just because the information you are potentially learning is foreign to your brain, and your brain is already used to just mindlessly consuming garbage content. It's used to being entertained. It's used to being it's used to not being put through work, not being strained, not having any tension put on your brain. Right? But when you're studying for a test or an exam in school, when you are learning something new, when you're reading a book of something educational that brings you value, you're going to feel your brain working. That's your brain actually starting to work. And if you haven't used your brain in a while, of course, like some fat fuck who hasn't gone to the gym, it's going to be a lot harder for you than somebody who's been consistently, actively keeping their brain pumping and moving and bringing valuable content to themselves, right? So the whole point is, whether you want to start a business, whether you want to learn about the markets, whether you want to go to the gym, whether you want to learn how to cook, whether you want to do anything that's going to bring you self-improvement or value, your mind is going to trick you that you're miserable going through this process Because when you enter this process, you're going to have sacrifices. You're going to have to sacrifice things that brought you short-term satisfaction, and you're also going to have to introduce other activities in regards to the industry or field or sector that you're trying to pursue, that you're going to have to replace, that don't bring short-term satisfaction, that actually delay instant gratification. So your brain is going to be getting hit with a double whammy where it's not getting those dopamine hits, and you're also making it work now. It's not getting that dopamine feed, it's not getting to relax, and you're also putting it to work. When you start to do this, you're going to feel exhausted, you're going to feel stressed, you're going to feel pressure, you're going to feel overwhelmed. The point when you feel this way, if you quit, you're fucking done. If you're quit, you're done. It does not matter how hard you work when you feel motivated, when you feel energetic, when you feel happy. None of that time actually fucking matters. Of course, the more work you put in, the better. But what really matters to a person's personal growth is when they feel like shit, when they feel down, when they feel depressed, when they feel tired, when they feel exhausted, when they feel overwhelmed, when you feel this immense amount of pressure. What do you choose with your willpower, with your fire, with your spirit? What do you choose to do for yourself? That's what matters. So this whole webinar is about understanding that it's going to be completely normal whether you're trying to develop your body, whether you're trying to learn a new skill set to develop your finances, whether you're trying to read more, learn how to cook, whatever it is. Whatever foreign valuable information or activity that you're bringing to yourself is 100% going to bring you some type of stress, pressure, or tension. And that is normal. Do not get scared by that. Embrace that. Understand that when you're going to go learn about the markets and you're reading about interest rates and you have no clue what the fuck you're reading, and it fucking like might as well be Chinese to you. That's normal the first time. That's normal. That it was like that for me too. And now all of you guys think I'm some market wizard. Or when I was first working out and I'm an ectomorph, Indian genetics. You know how shit Indian genetics are? Indian genetics are, and you guys know that. Look at my forearm size compared to my wrist size. Indian genetics are extremely skinny bones, fat fucking belly. The fat is at your love handles. The fat is at your belly. So when I started, I was below 100 pounds soaking wet. Look at the difference between my forearm now and my actual skinny wrist side. My wrists and ankles and bones are skinny, right? When I was first starting working out, I wasn't fucking feeling like Arnold. I wasn't feeling confident. I wasn't feeling good, but that's normal. And you go through this trial and error process and you put your body or your mind through the stress and tension. That's how you learn. That's the only fucking way in history you can grow. There is no other way to grow besides taking yourself out of the comfort zone and forcing yourself to do tasks that delay instant gratification, that get rid of the short-term satisfaction. Same fucking thing I just said there, but you know what I mean? You're getting rid of short-term satisfaction habits. You're bringing in other activities that delay instant gratification. Your brain and body is going to absolutely hate you for doing this because it just wants to be fucking numbed out like the rest of the 99% of people and keep slowly wasting away. And you know you don't really want to live that way, right? So when you go through this process of change, of personal development, first of all, have no fucking fear. Don't have no fear of judgment. Every other man is like, never fear another human. So have no fear of judgment. Don't worry about any insecurities. Like, I know everybody's gonna be insecure about something. Fuck all that noise. It's noise. It's nonsense. It's your brain trying to keep you down and say, wait a second, you sure you want to work out? Your fucking back is small. Your legs are skinny. Your fucking this is weak. Like everybody's going to make fun of you. People are going to look at you weird. Fuck all that. If you want to start a business and you have all these doubts, your brain's going to instantly fire off doubts. You can't start that business. It's not going to work. Other people are already doing it. Who's going to buy from you? Fuck all that. This is your brain trying to keep you in the most comfortable, easy state. So you just keep staying as a consumer, never a producer, and you keep feeding it short-term dopamine hits. But we all know the science. We all know the input and output. If you keep chasing short-term satisfaction, if you keep performing destructive habits, and that is your repetition, that is your pattern, you're not going to be happy in the long term. You're still going to be depressed. The only little bit of happiness you get is artificial. Is that what you want? You want to live a life where you're constantly chasing an artificial happiness where you can't even generate your own fulfillment? That's how you want to live? Who wants to live like that? Nobody does, right? So I just want for people to understand the journey you're going on, whatever aspect you're chasing and developing yourself, it's not going to be fun right away. It's not going to be enjoyable right away. But I want you to force yourself to fall in love with the process, to force yourself to embrace that pressure and fucking become a diamond out of it and understand that it's going to benefit you in the long term if you do so. Okay? So that was the main point of this webinar is that is that what I see with a lot of like motivational shit and what I see with a lot of like self-development stuff is they don't show you what I like to call the dark side. It's easy to be motivated when I'm talking to you one-on-one right now and I'm getting you fired up and I'm getting you in the zone. But Jeeves not always going to be there during your dark times when you're fucking sitting there alone in your room and you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself and you're alone with your thoughts and chasing that short-term satisfaction. Jeeves not going to be there, right? But I just want you to understand that when you have those moments where it feels like the dark side is taking over, please understand it's normal. Please understand you are not alone. Please understand you have the willpower and spirit to make a choice for yourself to embrace that pressure and say, you know what? I'm fucking feeling like shit today. Okay, so I'm feeling sad and not as energetic today. And that's it. I know I may make it seem look like very easy right now, but that's just because I've gotten used to it. Anybody in Capital Hungry will tell you that it doesn't matter how I feel. Capital Hungry content is the fucking same. Doesn't matter if I'm sad, doesn't matter if I'm tired, doesn't matter if I'm going through shit. It doesn't fucking matter. The sun's gonna fucking go down and come up again. Days are gonna keep going by. My feelings are fucking irrelevant to any growth in my life or to help anyone else. Majority of the time, the feelings you follow don't help anyone else, don't help you. They don't do fucking shit except for feed consumerism. Do you understand what I'm saying? So next time you're feeling low, you're feeling a lot of pressure, you're feeling stress, tension as you're working out or as you're learning something or as you're trying to develop your financial gains or whatever it may be. You're trying to learn about the markets, you're trying to learn how to cook, you're trying to learn about sales, you're trying to learn how to start a business. I don't care. Whatever foreign information or activity you're bringing to your life that is going to bring you value and long-term growth is 100% in the short term going to stress you the fuck out and bring you tension and pressure. But I want you to understand that this is going to be normal and also have the self-awareness to be like, okay, wait a second. Right now, I'm feeling stressed out. I'm feeling a lot of tension. I'm feeling like I'm not really understanding this. Okay, I feel that way. Anyways, back to work. That's it. Okay, I feel sad. I feel a little bit weak today. I feel insecure. Okay, I feel this way. All right, gotta go to the gym. Okay? The more you go through the self-awareness process, the more you negate those negative nonsense feelings that will only push you towards short-term satisfactions, the more you keep performing these activities that delay instant gratification, the more you learn to embrace the pressure, embrace every single emotion. At the end of the day, emotions are just different chemical fucking reactions going off in your brain. So that means as a human being, you are meant to feel every single emotion on the spectrum, whether it be anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes sadness, sometimes excitement, sometimes motivated, sometimes lazy. You're supposed to feel everything. Maybe some you feel more than others, but at the end of the day, you are 100% supposed to be feeling everything on the spectrum. It's human. It's normal. The difference is, when you feel certain types of emotions, what do you do about it? Do you let the emotions take you over, or do you take the emotions over and take control of your own life? Okay? So just that. I want to keep it pretty short and sweet. Maybe under 30 minutes here. Maybe we can answer some questions. Someone said, how do you cope with peers? Fuck them. If your friends or family circle is not on the same page as you or what you're trying to achieve, ignore them. This is all about you versus you. Majority of your problems, like for example about the peers, that's still a you problem. It's how you are observing the situation, how your brain is making an excuse, how your brain is keep trying to put barrier after barrier after barrier in front of you to keep you in a comfortable state, to keep you as a consumer, to keep you chasing short-term dopamine. Do you understand? So acknowledge your emotions, embrace the negative emotions, whether it be pressure, tension. Understand that without going through that pressure or tension in whatever fashion, you will never have growth. Understand it's normal and get to fucking work. Keep working through it. The more you do this, the more you repeat this, I guarantee you, you will become, as you develop, a potential master of your emotions. Am I a master of my emotions? No. I'm still young. I'm still going through this journey like all of you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, all I'm doing is trying to share my detailed thought process with all of you. Because everybody on YouTube shares, oh, work hard and be motivated. But nobody shares that, hey, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel stress. You're going to feel tension. It's completely normal. You know what I mean? Nobody shares that dark side of it. But understanding the dark side is just as needed as being motivated. Knowing how to master your dark side and use it to your advantage is an absolute asset. It's a tool, because what can stop you then? What can stop you after that? Once you learn that during times of stress and pressure and tension, you can still work through it, what can stop you after that? Who can stop your momentum? Who can stop your growth then? Who? Unless you die, what can stop it? Nothing. Doesn't matter if that growth is going at a slow rate. Doesn't matter if your growth is going at an exponential rate. Nothing will stop it. Nothing will stop it from chugging away. Even if it's 0.1% improvement every single day, as soon as you learn to work through various emotions, regardless of how you feel, and go towards your purpose, whether your purpose is developing your body, whether your purpose is developing more knowledge in a certain industry, more finances, and developing some skill sets, as soon as you have that purpose and you focus on that regardless of the emotions, nothing can fucking stop you. Give me an answer. What could stop you besides your own death? As soon as you're on that path of constantly repeating activities that bring you value and bring you growth, and you keep removing short-term satisfaction activities, what can stop you? The only thing that's been stopping you right now is everything that's going on in your own mind, but we understand why your mind is playing those tricks on you. Your mind has been systematically programmed through this modern society of that just is a monstrous capitalistic and consumeristic society. The consumerism is at an all-time high. Everything is about consume, consume, consume. Whether it's food and shit food, whether it's shit media, whatever it is, it's about consumption. And I always bring this fact up. The biggest commodity in the world, in the modern society and world, is no longer crude oil. It's human data and attention. How these big tech companies, social media companies, marketing companies, advertising companies, how much of your attention can they farm every single day? And guess what? Without you even knowing, they farm hours of your attention through your phone and how much time you spend on social media, through these various platforms on your TV, on your computer, when you're on Netflix, when you're on porn, when you're on these social different platforms. All you're doing is having your attention, your time, and your mind farmed. There's a reason why statistically in the modern society, people's attention span has exponentially decreased. There's a reason why suicide rates and depression have exponentially increased. There's a reason why dependency on pharmaceuticals, opioids, and other antidepressants has exponentially increased. The numbers, the statistics, the proof is there about what consumerism and this mass psychosis that society is under, just being a mindless fucking zombie and constantly consuming. The proof is there of what the outcome is. You guys know what the outcome is of staying on that path. You know it's not good. You know and we all understand that it's very easy to stay on that path. It's very easy to conform. It's very easy to comply. It's very easy to chase the short-term satisfaction. That's all easy. But you know it's going to destroy you in the long term. So remember, fellow women, fellow men, fellow members of the brotherhood, of people who are just on the same mindset. It doesn't have to be a physical group. It's just people that you can relate to. Remember, regardless of what you're doing, if you're learning a new skill, if you're going to the gym to develop your body, trying to master a sport, whatever it may be, when you're first doing it, it's not going to be enjoyable. You're going to feel stress, you're going to feel tension, and I want you to embrace that. And with this webinar explains why. Okay? So I don't want to make this too long. I hope everybody enjoyed this webinar. If you guys want me to do these consistently every Friday, put a 1 in the chat before I go here. What book did I read to get that? I didn't read a book. I just started reading books literally this year. Not even, maybe a few months ago. I'm not a big reader. I'm just extremely self-aware, and I like to take time to sit with my thoughts, sit with my emotions, and dissect them and say, what is creating this emotion? What is making me feel this way? And what's the outcome of it? If you really slow down your own thoughts, you dissect them, and you look at the input versus the output, what is this emotion making you feel like, and what is the result going to be if you follow the emotion? It's very easy to deduct that it's not anything beneficial from the negative side. If you let those feelings when you're depressed or sad engulf you and take you over, and you let those feelings make the choices for you, the end result is nothing good. It's never nothing good. I just realized that and said, okay, so that means whenever I have these feelings, I can't let it engulf me. I have to assess the feeling, be self-aware of it, and work past it and go towards my long-term vision, because the input of putting time and energy into something that's productive or valuable to me at the end of the day will bring me growth, will bring me fulfillment, will bring me accomplishment, will bring me self-created happiness. Not artificial happiness. Delaying instant gratification, making these changes, going through the stress and tension, going through the trial and error, going through the ups and downs, even though it may be extremely hard, even though it's the path less sought after, even though it's going to be extremely chaotic at times and confusing and feel like a lot of pressure. At the end of the day, that's the path that's going to bring you accomplishment, fulfillment, and actual self-created happiness. Your happiness is not going to be artificially induced anymore. You're going to have full control of yourself, your decisions, your actions. You're going to have full accountability for it. You're going to be responsible for how you feel. No longer all the stimuli telling you how to feel. You're going to tell yourself that. You have to bring that fire back, feed that fire, make it an inferno again. Right? All right, everybody. Said I'm looking pretty buff. I'm wearing a baggy fucking sweater today. You know what I mean? I thought I'd keep it low key. Thought I'd keep it low key, you know? Didn't wanna. No, I'm just kidding. All right, everybody, have a great weekend and stay on the path. No matter how hard it gets, know you're doing the right thing. Know it's normal to feel that way. Make sure you work your ass off, and fellow brothers, fellow women, fellow sisters, let's keep pushing each other. Let's keep being real with each other, and let's just keep staying on that fucking path. You know what I mean? So I'll see you guys next time. I saw a lot of ones in the chat, so I'll see you guys. We'll do this every Friday then. I need some suggestions for topics down the line as well. So, but you can see all these on the YouTube page too, you know? But at the end of the day, you don't have to do anything I'm saying. It's just a guy on the internet sharing you his thought process of how the fucking society and world works and finances and fucking bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, take it how you wish.